Hello everyone, my name is Apurva Surendra Raifalkar. I am from the Information Technology of BBCOAW Pune. In the today's technology, data is like a raw diamond and the data science is the setup that makes the data used for the world. And without present of the data section cannot be created. So in the upcoming years, it would be all about the crunching the data for the business analytics. And now we are going to discuss the unit 3 of the data science is the linear algebra and the calculus. Me and my team are made a small presentation on this topic. In that we made some MCQs and some concepts. Now we will going to discuss about the what is the linear algebra, what is the function of the derivative, LU decomposition, what is the calculus and the multiderivative calculus and what is the chain rules. I hope at the end you will get the clear idea about this topic and it will be the helpful for the MCQs of this topic. Now I over to the my team members. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Varsha Dhope and I am from Bharati Vidyapit College of Engineering for Women and I am here to represent one of the topic from the data science. So let's have a look on this. My topic name is Linear Algebra, Matrix and Vector Algebra. Linear algebra is field of mathematics that is widely used in various disciplines. The field of data science also lean on many different applications of linear algebra. A good understanding of linear algebra really enhances the understanding of many machine learning algorithms. To understand deep learning algorithms, linear algebra is essential. Linear algebra having the contents of matrices and vectors. Let's have a look on this. In short, we can say that linear algebra is the math of vectors and matrices. We make use of such vectors and matrices since these are convenient mathematical ways of representing large amount of information. Matrix algebra is used in number of areas of machine learning field such as regression algorithms, neural networks, classification algorithm, dimension reduction algorithm. In data science, vectors are used to represent numeric characteristics called features of an object in a mathematical and easily analyzable way. Vectors are simply quantities with direction. A few relatable real-world examples of vectors are force, velocity, and displacement, etc. Representation of matrix. A matrix is an array of numbers, symbols, or expressions made up of rows and columns. A matrix is characterized by the amount of rows m and the amount of columns n. In general, a matrix of order m by n has m rows and n columns. Below, we display an example of 2 by 3 matrix A which has 2 rows and 3 columns. We can refer to individual elements of the matrix through its corresponding row and column. For example, A of 1, 2 is equal to 2, since in the first row and the second column the number 2 is placed. A matrix with only a single column is called a vector. For example, every column of the matrix A above is a vector. Let us take the first column of the matrix A as the vector V is equal to 1, 4. In a vector, we can also refer to individual elements. Here, we only have to make use of single index. For example, V of 2 is equal to 4, since 4 is the second element of the vector V. Let's see some of the MCQ. First MCQ, what is the first step in linear algebra? Option A, let's complicate the problem. Option B, solve the problem. Option C, visualize the problem. Option D, none of the above. The correct answer is C. Explanation to this. Visualize the problem is the first step in linear algebra. Second MCQ, which of the following is the correct application of eigenvectors? Option A, computer vision. Option B, physics. Option C, machine learning. Option D, all of the above. Correct answer is D. Eigenvectors find a lot of application in different domains like computer vision, physics and machine learning. So option D is correct, all of the above. Third MCQ. Singular value decomposition is some sort of generalization of dash decomposition. Option A, singular. option B eigenvector, option C eigenvalue, option D none of the above. So correct answer is C eigenvalue. Explanation to this. In linear algebra, singular value decomposition is a factorization of real or complex matrix that generalizes eigenvalue decomposition. So correct answer is C. Fourth MCQ. A square matrix A is called orthogonal if A dash A is equal to option A I, option B A, option C minus A, option D minus I. So correct answer is A I. Explanation to this. The matrix is orthogonal if the product of the matrix and its transpose gives an identity matrix. So A dash A is equal to I. Correct answer is A. Fifth MCQ. The determinant of the matrix whose eigenvalues are 7, 1, 9 is given by option A 7, option B 63, option C 9, option D 17. So correct answer is B 63. Explanation to this. The product of eigenvalues of the matrix gives the determinant of the matrix. Therefore, delta is equal to 7 into 1 into 9, that is 63. So correct answer is B 63. Sixth MCQ. Vector transformation followed by coordinate point substitution and vice versa both give the same result. Choose the best answer. Option A, possible when the vector is constant. Option B, possible when the vector is variable. Option C, possible in all cases. Option D, not possible. So correct answer is A. Explanation to this. The order of vector transformation and point substitution will not affect the result only when the vector is constant. So correct option is A. See 7th MCQ. Consider matrix as given below. Which one of the following options provide the correct values of eigenvalues of the matrix? Here are the options and the correct answer is A, that is 1, 4, 3. Explanation to this. The eigenvalues of a triangular matrix are given by its diagonal entries. The given matrix is upper triangular matrix, that is the all entries below the diagonal are 0. So correct answer is all diagonal elements, that is 1, 4, 3. Correct answer is A. 8th MCQ. Which one of the following is known as reversal rule? So here are the options and the correct answer is A, that is AB whole bracket inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. Explanation to this. The reversal rule of matrix multiplication states that the inverse of product of two matrices is equal to product of their individual inverses taken in reverse order. 9th MCQ. Find the trace of the matrix. A. Option A is 0, option B is 10, option C is 4 and option D is 1. So correct answer is B, that is 10. Explanation to this. The sum of entries of the main diagonal is called trace of the matrix. Here in this matrix the diagonal elements are 1, 5 and 4. So addition of this is 10. So correct answer is option B. 10th MCQ. Find the values of x and y in the matrix below if the matrix is symmetric matrix. Here are the options and the correct answer is C. X is equal to 6 and y is equal to minus 3. Explanation to this. In linear algebra, symmetric matrix is a square matrix which is equal to its transpose, that is A is equal to A transpose. In other words, we can say that A of Ji is equal to Aij. So in this matrix, x plus y is equal to 3 and we have the another value of x, that is 6. So we put this 6 value into x plus y. So we get y is equal to minus 3. So the correct answer is C, that is x is equal to 6 and y is equal to minus 3. Conclusion. Math is everywhere within the field of data science. To be a successful data scientist, you definitely not need to know all the ins and outs of the math behind each concept. However, to be able to make better decisions when dealing with the data and algorithms, you need to have solid understanding of the math and statistics behind it. This article focuses on the basics of linear algebra, which is a very important discipline of math to understand as a data scientist. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Shraddha Deshmukh, a student of TEIT from Bharti Vidyapeeth Women's College of Engineering. My roll number is 3366 and I am here to explain a topic on data science. So let's see at the topics. So the topics are system of linear equations using matrices, linear independence and matrix factorization. So let's look at the first topic. The first topic is system of linear equation using matrices. So what is matrix? Matrix is a way of writing similar things together to handle and manipulate them as per our requirements easily. In data science, it is generally used to store information like weights in artificial neural network while training various algorithms. Broadly speaking, in linear algebra, data is present in the form of linear equations. These linear equations are in turn represented in the form of matrices and vectors. So let us look at some questions related to matrix. A linear equation in three variables represents a option A flat objects, option B line, option C planes, option D both A and C. And the correct answer is option C, that is planes. Explanation is as follows. A linear equation in three variables represents the set of all points whose coordinates satisfy the equations. Basically, a linear equation in three variables represents a plane. Second question. Which of the following is not a type of matrix? Option A, square matrix. Option B, scalar matrix. Option C, trace matrix. Option D, term matrix. And the answer is option D. Explanation. Term matrix is not a type of matrix in linear algebra. Question number 3. Multiplication of a matrix with a scalar constant is called as option A, multiplication matrix, option B, linear multiplication, option C, scalar multiplication, option D, constant multiplication. And the correct answer is option C. That is, multiplication of matrix with scalar constant is called as scalar multiplication. Question number 4. What is true regarding determinant of matrix? Option A. The concept of determinant is applicable to square matrices only. Option B. To find determinant, subtract diagonal element together. Option C. Determinant is a vector value that can be computed from the elements of a trace matrix. Option D. Both A and C. Correct answer is option A. Explanation. The concept of determinant is applicable to square matrices only is true regarding determinant of matrix. So let's look at the next topic. The next topic is linear independence. Let there be three variables A, B and C such that C is equal to A plus 2AB. Consider this as an example. 2A plus B minus C. We can write this expression as 2A plus B minus A plus 2AB. We replace the value of C as A plus 2AB. These are linearly dependent as we can replace the value of one with the another. If an expression cannot be written in any other terms, they are linearly independent. If the determinant is not equal to 0, it's linearly independent. Otherwise, it's linearly dependent. Since the determinant is 0, the matrix is linearly dependent. Question number 5. Consider a set of three vectors from a two-dimensional vector space. Is the set linearity dependent? Yes, no, not enough information. And the correct answer is no. Explanation. Since the dimension of a space is 2, a linearly independent set can have at most two vectors. Since the set is consideration has 3, 3 is greater than 2. The set must be linearly dependent. Okay, let's look at the next topic, that is matrix factorization. Matrix factorization is a class of collaborating filtering algorithms used in recommender systems. It is used in various systems like Netflix, etc. Matrix factorization algorithms work by decomposing the user item interaction matrix into the product of two lower dimensionality rectangular matrices. Question number 6. What is the principle of factorization? Option A. There exists no inverse of a singular matrix. Option B. Determinant of an identity matrix is 1. Option C. Every square matrix can be expressed as a product of a lower triangle matrix and upper triangle matrix. Option D. Every matrix can be expressed as a sum of a skew asymmetric and symmetric matrix. Answer is option C. Explanation. The principle of factorization is that every square matrix can be expressed as a product of lower triangular matrix and upper triangular matrix. On the basis of this fact, these lower and upper triangular matrices help us find the unknowns. Question number 7. What is the other application of factorization method? Option number A. Finding inverse of matrix. Option B. Solving partial differential equation. Option C. Solving ordinary differential equations. Option D. Finding eigenvalues. And the answer is option A. We can even find the inverse of a matrix using factorization method. This can be done by finding inverse of intermediate matrices and then using them to find inverse of the desired matrix. Question number 8. Factorization method is superior than which of the following methods? Option number A. Gauss elimination. Option B. Gauss-Seidel. Option C. Jacobi's method. Option D. Iterative method. And the correct answer is option A. Explanation. Factorization method is superior to Gauss elimination due to the involvement of less number of computation in factorization method. Okay, question number 9. Determine if the following matrix is linearly dependent or not. The matrix given is A, 5, 3, 10, 6. Option is linearly independent, linearly dependent. Correct answer is linearly dependent. Explanation. Since the matrix is 2 by 2, we can simply take the determinant. If the determinant is not equal to 0, it's linearly independent. Otherwise, it's linearly dependent. So after multiplying, we get the answer as equal to 0. Since the determinant is 0, the matrix is linearly dependent. Question number 10. Suppose that the price of 2 balls and 1 bat is 100 units. Then what will be representation of problem in linear algebra in the form of x and y? Option number A is the correct answer. That is 2x plus y is equal to 100. Explanation. Suppose the price of a bat is in rupees x and the price of the ball is in rupees y. Value of x and y can be anything depending on the situation. That is, x and y are variables. Therefore, it can be represented as 2x plus y is equal to 100, and this is the correct answer.
Conclusion. Hence, we studied system of linear equations using matrices, linear independence, and matrix factorization.
Thank you.
I am Priyanka Dasari. Basically, I am from Pune and I am studying in Bharati Vidyapit College of Engineering for Women. Now I am in 3rd year from IT department. So today I am here going to discuss about some data science related topics that are LU decomposition and eigenvalue and eigenvector. So first we'll see the concepts related to these topics and later we'll see the MCQ based question on these topics. So let's start. So first, what is LU decomposition? LU decomposition, it is a factorization of matrix of lower and upper triangular matrix. This matrix could be used to effectively solve the system of non-sparse linear system or find the inverse of that matrix. The LU decomposition is often used to simplify the solving of systems of linear equations such as finding the coefficient in linear regression as well as in calculating the determinant and inverse of matrix. LU decomposition can be implemented in Python with a LU function. So here it is a method of LU decomposition. Here is A matrix with A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 and x1, x2 and x3, that is equal to B1, B2 and B3. While we are going to decompose this matrix, so A of matrix equal to matrix of L and matrix of U. So here 1 0 0, L21 1 0, L31, L32 1. This is L matrix and this is U matrix. This is lower matrix and this is upper matrix. So in upper matrix, so in lower matrix we are going to in upper matrix we are going to start from the upper side. So that is A11, U11, U12, U13, 0, U22, U23, 0, 0, U33 and x1, x2 and x3 equal to B1, B2 and B3. So this is the method of LU decomposition. So the next is eigenvalue definition. So what is the eigenvalue is? Eigenvalue is a special set of scalar associated with the system of linear equation. Actually the eigenvalue is a German word that means proper or characteristics. Therefore the term eigenvalue can be termed as characteristic value, characteristic root, proper value or a latent root as well. And eigenvalue is denoted by the lambda symbol. So here it is Ax equal to lambda x. The number or scalar value lambda is an eigenvalue of A. Next, eigenvectors. So these are the vectors that do not change the direction when any linear transformation is applied. It changes by only the scalar factors. We can say that if A is a linear transformation from a vector space V and x is a vector in V which is not a zero vector, then V is an eigenvector of A if A of x is a scalar multiple of x. This is a structure of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Here x is a eigenvector of matrix A and here lambda is a eigenvalue of matrix A. I hope these concepts are clear to you. So now we'll see multiple choice questions based on these topics. So here first question is, the LU method of factorization was introduced by the mathematician. As it is a MCQ based question, so options are given here. So the correct answer is Alan Tango. The LU factorization was introduced by the mathematician Alan Tango. So the next question is, during computation of elements of L and U, what order should be followed? Correct answer is B. While solving this L and U, first row of U, first we'll see the first row of U, then first column of L, then we'll go to the second row of U, second column of L, and at last we'll see the third row of U. So this is a sequence that helps in finding the unknown matrix easily. Third question, while solving a system of linear equations, which of the following will be the order of decomposed matrices? Answer is C. Order of L equal to 3 into 3, order of U equal to 3 into 3. The order of decomposed matrices of a given matrix of the coefficient of given system of equation is same that are coefficient matrix. Okay. Then next question is, what is eigenvalue? So the answer is C. A scalar associated with a given linear transformation. Eigenvalue is a scalar associated with a given linear transformation of a vector space and having the property that there is some non-zero vectors which is when multiplied by the scalar is equal to the vector obtained by letting the transformation operate on the same vector. Next question is, where do we use the eigenvalues? Answer is B. Communication system. We use the eigenvalues in communication system, designing the bridges, designing car stereo system, electrical engineering and mechanical companies. Next question is, let the matrix A be the idempotent matrix, then the eigenvalue of idempotent matrix are. Answer is A. 0 and 1. According to the property of eigenvalue, the idempotent matrix are either 0 or unity. So here answer is 0 and 1. Next question is, factorization can be viewed as matrix form of Gauss elimination method. Answer is true. For factorization of LU decomposition, we use the Gauss elimination method. Next question is, error may occur in performing numerical computation on the computer due to which of the following reasons? Answer is rounding errors. Rounding errors are the reason generally produce errors while performing numerical computations on the computer. Power fluctuation, operator fatigue, and not the general problem which occurs in the performing numerical computation. Next question is, find the eigenvalue of matrix A 4 1 1 4. Answer is C 3 and 5. So the explanation, according to the property of eigenvalue, the eigenvalue are determined as follows: 4 plus 4 and 3 plus 5 equals to 8. So the sum of eigenvalue is equal to the sum of principal diagonal elements of the matrix. Next question is, let us consider the 3 into 3 matrix A with eigenvalue lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3, and the eigenvalue of A index minus 1 are. So the correct answer is B, 1 lambda 1, 1 lambda 2 and 1 lambda 3. So explanation is, according to the property of eigenvalue, if the eigenvalue of A, then 1 lambda is the eigenvalue of A inverse minus 1. So the A inverse minus 1 are 1 lambda 1, 1 lambda 2 and 1 lambda 3. Hope these MCQs are clear to you. So here is conclusion of this concept. So LU factorization is a fast decomposition which is used for solving the linear equations and finding inverse of that matrix. Calculations behind this algorithm is not very complicated. So in practical cases, you want to use SciFi language.lu because it is a faster and supports non-square matrix. So the examples are only in educational purposes. Eigenvalue and eigenfactors are the fundamentals in data science, and these are model buildings in general. Besides their use in PCA, they are employed namely in spectral clustering and image computation. Hence, it is important to have a clear in mind their geometrical interpretation. So, thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Preeti Dhokte, a student of TEIT from Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Engineering for Women. My roll number is 3348 and I am here to explain the concept of data science, and my topic is the concept of function of derivatives. Understanding of calculus, concept of function and derivative. Calculus is an intrinsic field of maths, and especially in many machine learning algorithms that you cannot think of skipping this course to learn the essence of data science. Differential calculus cuts something into the small pieces to find how it changes. Integral calculus joins the small pieces together to find how much there is. This one picture shows what areas of calculus and linear algebra are most useful for data scientists. So, the derivative of function of a real variable measures the sensitivity to change of the function value with respect to change in its argument. The derivative is defined as the rate of change of one quantity with respect to another. In terms of function, the rate of change of function is defined as dy by dx is equals to f of x. The concept of derivative has been used in a small scale and large scale. Some multiple choice questions. If function f and g are such that f of x is equals to g of x plus k, where k is constant, then option A, f dash of x is equals to g dash of x plus k. Option B, f dash of x is equals to g dash of x. Option C, none of the above. Option D, all of the above. Answer is option B. Explanation. The derivative of sum of two functions is equal to the sum of the derivatives of these two functions, and also the derivative of constant is equals to 0. If second, if f of x is equals to g of u and u is equals to u of x, then option A, f dash of x is equals to g dash of u. Option B, f dash of x is equals to g dash of u into u dash of x. Option C, f dash of x is equals to u dash of x. Option D, none of the above. Answer option B. Explanation: the derivative of the composition of the two functions is given by the chain rule. True or false: the derivative of g dash of x into 2 is equals to the g dash of x into 2. Answer: false. Explanation: the derivative of g dash of x into 2 is equals to the 2 g dash of x into g of x. True or false: the derivative of f of x into g of x is equals to the f dash of x into g of x plus f of x into g dash of x. Answer: true. If g of d determine to 3d plus c, then c is called option A, the constant of integration, option B, the constant of death and taxes, option C, the constant of differentiation, option D, the constant of anti-differentiation, and answer A. Find the second derivative of x square minus 5x square plus x is equals to 0. Option A 10x minus 5, option B 6x minus 10, option C 3x plus 10, option D 3x square minus 5x. Problem answer. The second derivative is equals to 6x minus 10. Find the derivative of the following function: f of x is equals to 1963. Option A infinity, option B 1963, option C minus infinity, option D 0. Answer: option D, the derivative of constant function is always 0. Find the limit x tends to 3 f of x, where f of x is equals to x square minus 9 by x minus 3. Option A plus infinity, option B minus 6, option C plus 6, option D does not exist, and option E none of the above. Answer is the option C, none of the function. Option C, note that function f of x is equals to x square minus 9x minus 3, which is actually a line. However, it is important to note that this function is defined at x is equals to 3. Find the limit x tends to 4 f of x, where f of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Option A plus infinity, option B 16a plus 4b plus c, option C minus infinity, option D does not exist. Answer is option B, applying the rules of limits. The total revenue in rupees received from the sale x units of an article is given by R of x, where R of x is equals to 3x square plus 36x plus 5. The marginal revenue when x is equals to 15 in rupees. Option A 126, option B 116, option C 96, option D 90, and answer is option A. Explanation: R dash of x, where that is the derivative of R of x, is given by 6x plus 36. By putting the value R is equals to x is equals to 15 in R dash of x, we get answer A, that is 126. Conclusion: so the derivative of the natural exponential function is itself the derivative of exponential function of the form f of x eu is the product of the function and the derivative of its component. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayushi Sahaldekar. I am from TE1 ENTC from Bharati Vidyapit College of Engineering for Women. So here I am going to explain a short topic of data science, which is multivariate calculus, its concept and the partial derivatives. So let's go forward. So what is calculus? So calculus has to be one of the most fascinating mathematical concepts that were ever discovered. So it is an understanding of the multivariate calculus is one of the most important data science skills. Again, what is multivariate calculus? What does it mean? So multivariate calculus implies that there are multiple variables. Therefore, multiple variables is a field of calculus which involves multiple variables. So, if the output of your function is z is dependent on one input variable x, then you declare it as z is equal to f of x. Subsequently, if the output of your function z depends on the multiple inputs x and y as an instance, then you declare the function as z is equal to f of xy. This variable x and y are the inputs of the function. Therefore, they can influence the result of the output. So what are the methods that multivariate calculus uses? So multivariate calculus is a field that helps us in explaining the relationships between the input and the output variables, as we have studied it before. So it provides us with the tools to build an accurate predictive model. Moreover, multivariate calculus can explain the change in our target variable in relation to the rate of the change in the input variable. So, solving multivariate calculus. There are essentially two techniques to solve multivariate calculus. So, if a function is dependent on a number of variables, then we can use the partial derivative to find the derivative of the function with respect to one of those variables. The trick here is to keep all of the variables constant. If we were to change all of the variables and find the derivative, then it is known as the total derivative. If there are functions f of x and g of x, and let's also consider that the derivative of both of the function can be computed, then their product of the derivative is f of g dash plus f dash plus g dash. Hence the derivative is the sum of the function f and g. So, partial derivative. So, in this section, it will help us to understand the steps involved in the computing of the partial derivative. Understanding with an example. Let us take an example to understand this. So, z is equal to f of xy is equal to x square plus y. This is the function given. So, there are two input variables involved in this function, that is x and y. Therefore, there are the two main steps. Let's see that. So we are going to take the derivative of the function with respect to x first. So the key is to assume that y is a constant number. Subsequently, the derivative of a constant derivative of y is 0. This yields deba z by deba x is equal to 2x plus 0. So here 0 is used to refer to the derivative of y, that is a constant number. This constant y, we will substitute in the equation 3, equation in the step 3. Now assume x is a constant number and take the derivative of the function with respect to y. So the derivative of a constant is 0, therefore the derivative of x square is also 0. So the derivative of deba z by deba y is equal to 1. In the last step, we are going to take the two derivatives which we calculated in the steps 1 and step 2 and substitute x and y back in. So now when we combine the two derivatives, the multivariate derivative will come. That is del f of xy is equal to deba z by deba x, comma deba z by deba y is equal to 2x by 1, which we calculated by using the partial derivative method. Now we will move on further with the multiple choice questions that are related to these topics. Question number 1. Which algorithm is used for finding minima or maxima of a function? Option A, gradient descent. B, machine learning algorithm. C, partial calculus. D, none of the above. Answer is option A, the algorithm known as gradient descent. It is used for finding the maxima and minima of a function This function could be the cost function of a machine learning algorithm. That means we can find the minimum value and also the maximum value for the function. A derivative of the second question. A derivative of a function of two or more variables with respect to one variable, the others being treated as constant, is known as A. Multivariate calculus, B. Partial derivative, C. Gradient descent, D. None of the above. Answer is B. If there are two variables involved, then you will need to compute the partial derivative with respect to both of the variables individually. Hence, the derivative of two or more variables is known as partial derivative. Question number 3. Which is a field of calculus which involves multiple variables? A. Gradient descent, B. Differential calculus, C. Multivariate calculus, D. Partial derivative. The answer is C. As we have studied before, that multivariate calculus involves two or more variables. So, the field of calculus which involves this is the multivariate calculus. Question number 4. Given the function is z is equal to 3xy plus 4x square, and we have to find the value of deba z by deba x. So in this we have to find the partial derivative with respect to x. So here we will keep the y variable as a constant term. So when we differentiate z is equal to 3xy, so deba z by deba x is equal to, being y as a constant term, it will remain as it is. 3 is also constant, it will also remain as it is. And as we are differentiating it with respect to x, the x will become 1. In the second term, that is 4x square, so by differentiating it, the constant term will come outside, and the differentiation of x square with respect to x, it will become 2x. So 4 into 2x, it will become 8x. Thus, the deba z by deba x is equal to 3y plus 8x. Hence, the correct answer is A. Question number 5. xy given function equal to x square plus xyz plus z. So, we have to find f of x at 1, 1, 1. This question is also solved by using the partial derivative method. So in this, when we take the derivative by keeping one variable constant, then we will here get 2x plus yz. So here also, when we get this result, we will put the value 1, 1, 1 in this by adding 1, 1 in this, and then 2 plus 1, it will become 3. Hence the correct answer will become 3. Question number 6. In Euler's theorem, x deba z by deba x plus y deba z by deba y equals to nz. So here n indicates option A, order of z, B, degree of z, C, neither order nor degree, D, constant of z. So the correct answer is answer A. So as we know, the statement of Euler theorem states that if z is an homogeneous function with an order n, then the equation will become in this form, that is x deba z by deba x plus y deba z by deba y is equal to nz, where n is the order of the z. Question number 7. The symbol used for partial derivatives deba was first used in mathematics by Marquis de Condorcet. So it is option A true, option B false. The answer is true. So the partial derivatives are indicated by the symbol deba. This was first used in mathematics by Marquis de Condorcet, who used it for partial differences. Question number 8. If u is equal to x to the power x plus y to the power y plus z to the power z. So we have to find this equation that is given, du by dx plus gu by dy plus du by dz at x is equal to y is equal to z is equal to 1. So as we know that differentiation of a to the power x equals to a to the power x plus in bracket 1 plus log of x. This is the formula of differentiating a to the power x. Similarly, we can calculate the terms individually, that is x to the power x, y to the power y, and z to the power z by using that formula. So du by dx is equal to x to the power x 1 plus log x. The result will be this by using the formula. Similarly, du by dy and du by dz. So by putting x is equal to y is equal to z is equal to 1 in the formula, we will get the answer, that is u. So the correct option would be the answer D. So the conclusion. In this, we learned how to use Lagrange's multipliers in the equation to find the local extrema for two independent variable problems. We learned how to use Lagrange multipliers in the equation to form the local extrema for three independent variable problems. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Megha Hargade. I am from T1 ENTC. My PRN number is 71910833M and I am going to explain the topics of data science. My topics are chain rule, Jacobian and Hessian matrix. So the first topic is chain rule. So chain rule is the formula used to computing the derivative of composition of two or more function. For example, if f and g are the function, then chain rule express the derivative of their composition. So the chain rule formula is, if y and u are the function, then we can find the derivative of this function by using the chain rule. So the formula is derivative of y by derivative of x is equal to derivative of y by derivative of u into derivative of u by derivative of x. So next topic is Jacobian matrix. Jacobian matrix is the application of partial differentiation and it is used to differentiate more than one variable or more than one function, and it also used to find the partial differentiation of composite and implicit function. The Jacobian matrix is the matrix of all first order partial derivative of vector or the scalar value function with respect to another vector. It means we have to calculate the first order partial derivative with respect to independent variable. For example, if u and v are the given function and x and y are the independent variable, then we can represent the Jacobian matrix as J equals to, in determinant form, da by u by da by x, da by v by da by x, da by u by da by y, da by v by da by y. So in this first we have to differentiate u and v with respect to x, and then we have to differentiate u and v with respect to y. So next topic is Hessian matrix. Hessian matrix is the square matrix of a second order partial derivative of a function. We can represent the Hessian matrix as H is equal to, in determinant form, da by 2f by da by x square, da by 2f by da by x da by y, da by 2f by da by x da by y, da by 2f by da by y square. So let's go through the MCQs. So the first MCQ is, the Jacobian of PQR with respect to x, y, z given p is equal to x plus y plus z, q is equal to y plus z, r is equal to z is. Option A is 0, B is 1, C is 2, D is minus 1. So in this we can represent the Jacobian of PQR with respect to x, y, z as da by p by da by x, da by q by da by x, da by r by da by x, da by p by da by y, da by q by da by y, da by r by da by y, da by p by da by z, da by q by da by z, da by r by da by z. So now we are going to put the given values of PQR in this determinant. So for the first derivative, we are going to differentiate x plus y plus z with respect to x. There is only one term which contain x, and other y and z are become constant, and the partial derivative of constant term is 0 and the partial derivative of x is 1. So we get the answer 1. Then second derivative is y plus z. So we are going to differentiate y plus z with respect to y with respect to x, but there is no x term, so y plus z become constant and the answer is 0. So third derivative is z. There is no x term, so answer is 0. Now Now we get the determinant as 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1. If we solve this determinant, then we get the answer 1. So the answer is 1. Option B is correct. Next MCQ is, given u is equal to yzx, v is equal to zxy, w is equal to xyz, then value of dabba uvw by dabba xyz is. Option 1 is 4, b is -4, c is 0, and d is 1. So in this we can represent the Jacobian matrix of UVW with respect to XYZ as dabba U by dabba X, dabba V by dabba X, dabba W by dabba X, dabba U by dabba Y, dabba V by dabba Y, dabba W by dabba Y, dabba U by dabba Z, dabba V by dabba Z, dabba W by dabba Z. Now we are going to put the given values in this determinant. So we will get the partial derivative of given function as yz, 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 zx, 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 xy, xy, xy. If we solve this determinant, then we will get the value as 0. So option C is correct. Then third MCQ is, which among the following is definition of Jacobian of u and v with respect to x and y? Option A is Jacobian of x, y, uv. B option is Jacobian of uv xy. C option is dabba xy by dabba uv. D option is dabba ux by dabba vy. So in this we can represent the Jacobian of u with respect to xy as dabba u by dabba x, dabba v by dabba x, dabba u by dabba y, dabba v by dabba y. So we can represent it as Jacobian of uv with respect to xy. So option B is correct. Next MCQ is, if x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta, then value of dabba xy with respect to dabba r theta is. Option A is 1, B is 0, C is r, D is 1r. So in this we can represent the Jacobian of xy with respect to r theta as dabba x by dabba r, dabba y by dabba r, dabba x by dabba theta, dabba y by dabba theta. So if we put the given values in this determinant, then we get the partial derivative of given function as cos theta sin theta minus r sin theta r cos theta. If we solve this determinant, then we get answer as r cos square theta plus sin square theta, but the value of cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So the answer is r. Option C is correct. Then next MCQ is, if Hessian matrix of function is 0, then critical point is. Option A, it cannot be concluded. B, always at origin. C, depends on function. D, 100, 100. So answer is A, it cannot be concluded. Explanation: if the Hessian matrix is 0, then second derivative test fails and nothing can be said about the critical point. The critical point is used to find whether the function is finite or infinite. And in Hessian matrix, second derivative test is used. If the value of Hessian matrix is 0, then second derivative test becomes false and we cannot find the critical point. So the option A is correct, it cannot be concluded. Next MCQ is, determine the determinant of Hessian of a function x square minus 2y square minus 4y plus 6 at point 0, 0. Option A is 2, B is -4, C is 0, D is -8. So in this, for the Hessian matrix, we have to calculate the second order partial derivative. So the first derivative is dabba 2f by dabba x square. So in this given function, only one term which contain x is present, that is x square. So the second order partial derivative of x square is 2. Then next derivative is dabba 2f by dabba y square. In this function, two terms of y are present, that is -2y square minus 4y. Then second order partial derivative of this terms is -4. Then third term is dabba 2f by dabba y dabba x. Then second order partial derivative of the given function is 0. So we get the determinant as 2, 0, 0, minus 4. If we solve this determinant, then we get the value minus 8. So option D is correct. Next MCQ is find the minimum value of function f of xy is equal to x square plus y square plus 199 over the real domain. Option A is 12, B is 13, C is 0, D is 199. So for this we have to differentiate given function with respect to x first. Then we get the value as fx is equal to 2x, and if again we differentiate the given function with respect to y, then we get the value as fy is equal to 2y. So but the given condition is for real domain, that is x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and critical point is at also 0, 0. If we put the value of x and y, that is 0, 0, in given function, then we get the value 199, which is the required minimum value. So option D is correct. Next MCQ is what is the maximum value of function f of xy is equal to 3xy plus 4x square y square in the region x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, 2x plus y is equal to 2. Option A is 1, B is 0, C is 100, D is 10. So for this we have to first differentiate given function with respect to x, then we will get the value as 3y plus 8xy square. If we differentiate the given function with respect to y, then we will get value as 3x plus 8x to y. But the given condition is x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. If we substitute x is equal to 0 in the given function, then we will get value as 0. But if we put the y is equal to 0, then we also get the value as 0. But if we put the y is equal to 2 minus 2x in the given function, then we will get value as 10, which is the required maximum value. So option D is correct, 10. So here is the conclusion. When function is inside another function, use the chain rule to find the derivative. First, differentiate the outside function, leaving the inside function alone. Last, differentiate the inside function. Thank you.